and welcome to another product review by moveproductions.com. So we're testing frequently the latest music studio gear for your home studios and give our advices and best practices, whatever we know and we can say about. So today we just screened another MIDI keyboard controller, which is great for a smaller studio like I have here at home. So yeah, let's see. I mean, there's a quite big box over here. So we're testing out the Alesis QX49, it's 49 key USB MIDI controller. What is special here? I mean, you have some music software as always included, but the keyboard I will show you later then on the desk. I mean, it's very comfortable because it's fully equipped keyboard controller, which you have the most functions. Maybe important, you have 4 drum pads over here. You can assign it to your DAW or sequencer, assigning some drum kits and samples. You have a lot of options. You have here about 8 controller faders. You have about 8 another buttons or faders on the keyboard. You have the transpositioning buttons. Very special on this keyboard also, it's included is a LED display, so that shows you all the different options you have, assigning your keyboard to putting on or divided into several zones where you can play with several sounds on the keyboard. And you know, you have the pitch bend and the modulation wheel included, so it's a full functioned and equipped keyboard controller. Also the keys, they're not semi-weighted, so that's just regular keys. That's maybe important. It's very, for me, I think it's the most comfortable keys to play if they're not semi-weighted, makes it easier. So they just write about velocity sensitive keys. That's for me the most comfortable thing. So that's the keyboard box. I will now install it for you, and then we have a short check on this keyboard over here. Really shows you for a great price a lot of functions for controlling your sequencer tool or digital audio workstation. Okay, just give me 1 second, I will prepare all that for you and we will see then what functions are really included in the keyboard. Thanks for that. So guys, let's go into part number 2 where we're testing the QX49 from Alesis. I was just here looking at the product side from the keyboard controllers from Alesis. So latest model are the VX, most expensive one with the most MIDI controlling features. Then you have the V series, V49, V2561 and the VI series, which are quite more expensive then, and the entry level actually from the keyboard side from Alesis is the Q level. So you have the Q88, a large keyboard, master keyboard without any MIDI functions, Q49, which is just standard pull keyboard with keys and pitch bend modulation, and the Q25. So what we're testing here is the QX49. The QX49 is fully equipped MIDI controlling system or controller. So we're just testing out it now with my DAW. Let's hear if I can hear some. So drums are working. Here you have the drum pads you can assign. So whenever you're a fan of the drum pads, you have 4 pads you can assign your keys to. That's the drum pads. You have about 8 MIDI controllers for using in the system. Any effects like velocity, aftertouch, sustain, volume, whatever. And also 8 faders here to the right hand side. And then you have the transpose buttons, play, rewind, forward and record. This is not working actually if you just plug and play the keyboard. If you plug and play, you can use the keys, modulation and everything. all these extended features like the faders button, you just have to assign it with the MIDI learn function into your digital audio workstation or the sequencer tool. So this depending on your software you run. Here I just would have to assign the MIDI controller as a hardware controller, put in the QX49 as an input output, and then you can amend the controlling each function. So whenever I put MIDI learn here in my DAW and I put a button here on the keyboard, it should be possible to assign it then for running and assigning all buttons. Here you have the display and the zoning of a keyboard where you can really play a lot with. Actually, I'm not so big fan. Actually, I'm just using the keys for writing my tracks, and that's pretty all I need. So here, maybe let's put on the piano. Stand the piano, everything runs, plug and play, put in the cable, perfect synth, rather a small, well-sized, smaller keyboard with a lot of function. So maybe you can find a great option from the QX49 on the second-hand market, because on the Alesis website now it's not included anymore, because more or less it was replaced by the V series. What is important for me are the keys, because these are sensitive keys and they're not semi-weighted, so it's really playable very easily here. I like actually those keys the most. The Alesis V49, V series, VIs, they have the semi-weighted keys, which we also have a second review. So I'm not as a big fan, because the handling of those keys is not so simple and easy like the standard ones over here. So this is a great keyboard, QX49. Hope you have a lot of fun and some advice here on this review. Yeah, please check also other contributions on YouTube, where we test microphones, monitoring system, DAW interfaces, and everything that you need for running a top 40 music studio to write top 40 songs. Hope this was worthwhile. Please subscribe to the channel or like it. That will be fun to us. Hopefully see you next time. Wish you a good weekend. Bye bye. See you.